My name's Kevin. I'm from York, Pennsylvania, and the most effective weight loss program I found is the ChiroThin program. What made me decide on ChiroThin was I'd been working out. I hadn't worked out for a while. I was playing volleyball, and that was pretty much it. And my weight had kind of gotten up to a high of, I think I was around like 236 or 237, and I'd gone back to the gym and I was working out for almost a year, and I was still at 236. And yeah, I'd reshaped a little bit, but I wasn't losing a whole lot of weight. I'm 37 years old, playing with literally a bunch of people that are 10, 15 years younger than me, trying to keep up with them playing volleyball. The extra weight was not helping. So that's what really prompted me to say I want to do something to try to lose some weight, to try and get a little bit of an advantage back from what I had back many years ago when I weighed a lot less and was a lot younger. I wanted to keep playing, like mentally and emotionally. I wanted to keep playing, and I just knew that if I didn't do something, that I was going to be one of those people whose careers got cut short. That it's like I'm approaching 40 and I have to stop playing because it's just I'm getting hurt and I'm not playing well and people are way better than me and I just don't feel good about it. So I have to stop playing because unfortunately I know there's a lot of people my age who have stopped playing at this point, and I wasn't ready for that just yet. I had tried some ways to lose weight. I won't say the name of the program, but there was a lot of shakes and medicine and a lot of high protein, and and that was effective for a brief period of time. And then what I found was the moment you got off all the prescriptions, or not even prescriptions, but the moment you got off all the supplements, the weight went back in weeks. It was just kind of crazy how much of a roller coaster it was, and I wasn't interested in that. I'm not a big medication person, and especially some of the untested stuff that's not supervised by a doctor. It's just I didn't really care for that, so I didn't want to go back on that one. Even though again it was effective for a brief period of time, I wasn't looking at the roller coaster weight loss again. For me, the biggest thing I noticed just in terms of the overall weight loss was how much, I guess, pressure came off my legs. Like just playing in volleyball tournaments all day, I didn't have the leg soreness. Waking up in the morning, I didn't have the constant leg soreness. And then the realization of you drop 25 some pounds that you're not carrying around all day. If you actually pick up 25 pounds of weight and start walking around, you're like, how did I used to walk around like this? This feels awful. So it's a big change, and it's really good, especially like I said, just moving around on a volleyball court. You realize how much faster it's like I don't feel like my legs are planted to the ground like they were for a while. So it's a big change, and one I'm getting used to in a good way. Biggest difference with the weight loss is I just feel like just feeling better, physically feeling better, emotionally feeling better. There's a lot of really good positives that go with it, but I think the other thing that this really showed me was just how bad I was eating. I wasn't starving on this plan at all. Like I felt like when I ate my meals, I felt full, and I would feel full for a while, but just the realization of how much fast food I was eating, how much snacking I was doing at night, how much snacking I was doing between meals, just things like that, where I was just completely oblivious to all the calories I was taking in and all the really unhealthy calories I was taking in all the time. So there's a big awareness there, and I realized if I could do this for a month plus, it really wasn't that much of a drain for me to do that. So just a realization of maybe some of that food, it's not like I'm saying I'll never eat it again, but it's like I don't want to fall back in that habit again, because it's like I kind of work too hard and I have this awareness, and I don't want to lose that at this point. When I started the diet, it was actually funny because I was at a volleyball tournament the day I was starting on this, and it was sort of like it was Thanksgiving, and I did the loading phase and I ate as much as I could, and I remembered I weighed 236, and just so happened a guy who I was playing against was also a photographer, took a couple pictures of me at the tournament, just candid type of shots, and I remember looking at that thinking like, oh man, you don't look too good. But then I've seen recent pictures of me like a couple tournaments later, and now knowing that I was 236 and now I'm closer to 212, like 212 area, that's it's a big difference. And you can even tell, it's just one of those things where it's like I'm looking at some of my, like the same shirt I was wearing, I'm thinking, oh, that shirt looks too big, which is like, well, that's a good problem to have. And there were some clothes that I refused to get rid of because I was like, one day I'll fit back in these again. So I'm fitting back in my large tall shirts and kind of throwing the XLs aside for a while. So that feels really good. From what I've seen, it's effective. I feel, unlike the other times when I was losing weight, I do truly feel like this is going to stay off. I feel like it's reprogrammed my mind in terms of what I need to do going forward. It's a lot of really good guidance. Yeah, I would say, for anyone thinking about doing it, it wasn't, if I could do it, it really wasn't that hard, because I had terrible eating habits. I've gotten into some really bad, like, I've made jokes. I've said, like, I'm like a skinny fat kid, where it's like people look at me, they're like, you don't have a weight problem. It's like, yeah, there's a lot hidden under here that's carrying in bad areas. That's just, I may not look heavy, but I wasn't feeling good. And again, I got into a lot of bad eating habits, and I feel like if I can break those bad habits and fix it and stick to this plan and lose 20 plus pounds, I feel like most people probably could, because I don't consider myself to have a whole lot of willpower, but I had it during this, so I think most people could do it. Having a structured plan was important, just to be able to just to know the types of foods you had to eat, the combinations, the fact that you could actually flavor some of the food. It didn't have to taste terrible, because other diets is like no salt, there's all these things you couldn't do, and just feel like you're eating raw chicken all day, and that's it. It wasn't like that, so that was a good part of it too. Very good structure.